What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Two Confrontational, where we preview each week of the NFL, give our picks and predictions of the top games and performances for the upcoming week. And this week is week 10 of the NFL. We are officially halfway through the NFL season. We just finished up week 9. So we kind of know where teams stand and what teams are kind of heading for in the future. Trade deadline just happened as well. So we kind of saw some moves. Some teams needed some pieces. They added some traded away from picks. So we'll dive in a little bit into that. But yeah, week 10 of the NFL. We got some exciting stuff to go over. Big news that we've already happened. D Hop to the Chiefs. We got Deontay Johnson to the Ravens. What was another big one in there? Devontae Adams to the
Devontae
Jets.
Adams.
Those are like the key big ones that like the superstar, like the top headline trades. But yeah, rattle off a few more that happened. There was a few more. Packers gave away a defensive rush,
Yeah, I mean,
pass
we can
rusher,
talk.
and all
I can
that.
go through them a little bit. I mean, I think Steelers won the trade deadline. That time frame. They got Preston Smith from the Packers. He requested a trade because just wanted to get back into a scheme that the Packers initially ran his first 9 seasons when he was in Green Bay, but we got a new D coordinator, so it kind of was changed, and that he didn't fit into that scheme as well. So he wanted to be traded. So Packers honored that and sent him over to Pittsburgh, another top tier team, contender, you should say. And then Mike Williams. Mike Williams goes to Pittsburgh. I think he's going to be a big target for Pittsburgh. I picked him up in fantasy just because I think obviously being on the Jets. And obviously making that costly mistake in week 4 or whatever it was. He obviously lost a lot of targets, I think, because of that, and also they had a lot of weapons on their team. And right now, the Steelers, I mean, I think he'd be a receiver number 2.
Yeah, I mean you have Pickens there, and then
But who
Pat
else?
Fryermuth, and then Najee
Yeah.
Harris has been playing well, getting not being signed 3 weeks ago, whenever his first contact contract extension. He didn't get signed for that, and he's been balling out ever since then.
hmm
But yeah, not a whole lot of weapons. They got that Calvin Austin the third or whatever. He had a
Yep.
good game last 2 weeks ago or last week. So I mean, yeah, not a whole lot on the offensive end, but uh,
Yeah, and then other ones like obviously a lot of these trades are. I mean, teams that are contenders are trying to get even better because they know they have a serious chance to make a deep run in the playoffs. So Marshawn Lattimore from New Orleans goes to Washington.
yep.
That's a huge get. That's what they needed. They needed a defensive back, and they got what they wished for. They put here, so I can just go through this quick. I forgot to say this. For Mike Williams, they got a fifth, and then Mike Williams, so the Jets got a fifth, and then Preston Smith, the Packers got a seventh. Marshawn Lattimore, um, the Saints got a third, fourth, and sixth. And then other one, surprising enough, we were kind of discussing that, is Jonathan Mingo. The Cowboys finally make a move when they didn't do anything all off season, which a lot of people expected to make moves because they were a contender last year, or that close. They were only a few pieces away from making a huge run this season. Jonathan Mingo, he was a second rounder last year. He goes to Dallas, and then they get a fourth rounder back for him. Yeah, my bad. He was in Carolina, so
Yep.
um, yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. If you think about it, Devontae Adams went for a third, a conditional third, and then D Hop went for a fifth rounder, conditional fourth, I think. So I mean, he's up there, and he's. I mean, I think he had 1 catch and 6 yards since week 6 for Carolina, so he hasn't done much, recently. And then Khalil Herbert to Cincinnati. The Bears got a seventh rounder.
Yeah.
Zadarius Smith was the
That
biggest
was
one with the biggest one. Obviously, with Aiden Hutchinson being out, he goes to Detroit to fill that void. And yeah, Zadarius Smith. So the Browns get a fifth and sixth, and then Tre'Davious White balled out in Baltimore. Was a Ram this year, and then he balled out in Buffalo. He gets
yeah,
traded to
yeah.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but he was with the Rams. Rams get a seventh rounder. And yeah, Tre'Davious White, Baltimore gets even more weapons on the defense side and offensive side. So, yeah, I mean, I thought there'd be. I mean, a lot of the trades happened earlier than the deadline,
hmm
so it wasn't a crazy because usually like that day is just moves. But I mean, if you think about it,
Nuts.
there's only
Yeah.
about 6 or 7 moves. But what do you think is the biggest move? Um,
I mean, out of all of them, probably D Hop to the Chiefs. That was huge. I mean, he balled out on Monday night there against Tampa Bay. They almost lost that one. That was a crazy game, but we'll get into that here in a second. But um, yeah, that Zadarius Smith to the Lions. That one's got to be probably my favorite one of the trade deadline, just because yeah, losing Aiden Hutchinson, he had 7.5 sacks all season. The whole rest of the defensive line hadn't even hit 7 or 6 or whatever. Like so,
Hmm.
like he already outperformed the whole defense line. So they lose him. You need somebody to come in and kind of be half of a game wrecker. And yeah, Zadarius Smith, he's made his moves in the NFC North for sure. He's been with the
Yep.
Vikings, been with the Packers. I think
Hmm.
he's been with the Bears, hasn't he?
I
It
don't
might
think
not
so. I
be,
think that's
but
no. I think it's just those
yeah,
three teams.
but
But
now with the Lions, his next stop might be the Bears. But yeah,
hmm
he's been all over the NFC North, so he's familiar with a lot of these teams and how they play and scheme and stuff like that. So he'll probably fit right into the Detroit Lions, like he fit in with the Cleveland Browns and wherever he's been. He's just a phenomenal player. So I think that was the biggest win of the trade deadline, besides the three big wide receivers that got
hmm
traded and stuff like that. So um, but yeah, let's move on to into week 10. We got some exciting stuff. Kicking it off, we got the divisional matchup on Thursday night. This one's going to be a high scoring shootout. I hope it was last time they played. But we got the 4-5 Bengals, who just picked up, like you said, they picked up Khalil Herbert from the Chicago Bears. Zach Moss
hmm
is out probably for the rest of the season, and facing off against the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore, who are 6-3. This one's going to be a great one. Always is divisional, but Baltimore is actually favored by 6 points in this game. But yeah, who do you got? You got 4-5 Bengals going against the 6-3 Ravens.
Yeah, like you said, I think it's gonna be really high scoring. I mean, Joe Burrow threw for 5 touchdowns last week, put up 40 some points. But yeah, Ravens at home in Baltimore. Yeah, obviously they added that Tre'Davious White, so we'll see if their defense gets a little bit better and their offense is. I mean, Deontay Johnson's kind of just gonna be getting comfortable with the offense. So I'm gonna go Ravens at home. I think they're a powerhouse. I think I'd put them in my top five of the NFL. I just think their offense is too dynamic and too strong to lose this game at home. So I'm gonna go Ravens at home.
Yeah, like last time they played, this one was a high scoring shootout. Jamar Chase had 2 touchdowns. I think T. Higgins included had 2 touchdowns as well. Like this one was just a shootout. Baltimore secondary is a little weak, but then you see the offensive power that the Baltimore Ravens hold with
Hmm
Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, and then adding Deontay Johnson to the mix. And yeah, you got Rashad Bateman and Nelson Aguilar have been playing well. You got 2 tight ends, Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews. Like, yeah, you
hmm
just you can't go wrong with the Ravens pick here, especially at home. But I feel like this one's going to be a lot closer than 6. I think this one's going to come down to a field goal, just because it's a divisional battle. But give me the Ravens in the birdcage. If this one was at home in the jungle, I'd probably pick the Bengals, but give me the Ravens at home on this one. So
Yeah, it
yeah,
should be a good game. Good Thursday night game for sure.
should be fun. I'm excited that this one is a Thursday night primetime game.
Hmm
Kick everything off week 10. So this one's going to be a stellar one. So yeah, give me the Ravens at home to kick the week off, kick week 10 off. So and then moving on, we got an international game again, 8:30 o'clock game. We got the Germany game in Munich, Germany. We got the 2-7 Giants versus the 2-7 Carolina Panthers. It's probably going to be a poopy game to watch, just something to have on in the background. But the New York Giants actually have a 6.5 point spread in this one in Germany. Giants have been playing well. Daniel Jones has been playing well. Carolina got a great win last week against the New Orleans Saints.
hmm
Um, and so, yeah, this one it could be a tough one to call. But yeah, who do you got in this one in Germany at 8:30?
Man, it's tough. Man, it was cool to see Bryce Young play well, but it's a toss up for me. I think both teams. Fuck it, I'm gonna go Bryce Young and the Panthers at home, or yeah, they're at home technically, but um, yeah, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
Panthers.
in Germany. Yeah.
Hmm
I mean, yeah, Bryce Young didn't play terrible. I mean, he is
Ah, fuck,
16 for
man.
26. I mean, only threw 180 yards or 170 yards, had a touchdown and a pick. But I mean, only thing the Saints had going for him was Alvin Kamara that week with
Right. And
155 yards on the ground and then 60 through the air. So I mean,
yeah,
Saints
I
aren't
mean,
looking too hot either. So I mean, that wasn't a great win by any means.
no. But I mean, Chuba Hubbard played pretty well too for the.
Hmm.
I think he had 2 touchdowns. I mean, I don't think he broke 100 yards, but he still had 2 touchdowns.
Xavier
So he's
Leggett, yeah, Xavier Leggett's
able to
playing
get.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Adam
and then
Thielen, is Adam Thielen back yet from? I think he had a concussion. Is he back?
he's cleared from IR. Yeah, he's cleared from IR. He's in the practice the
Window.
21 days, yep, or whatever they have there. But Malik Neighbors has been playing well. I watched the game last week, and Malik Neighbors felt to me like he wasn't going 100% or running full speed. But I mean, he's still got like 6 catches and 9 targets. So, I mean, they're still throwing him the ball, but
Mm-hmm.
I like the way Daniel Jones has been playing. There's been a lot of talk about him like being benched or traded and stuff like that. Um, but I like Daniel Jones here. Give me Daniel Jones in Germany. I think he
Yeah.
has a good game. I think he has 2 touchdowns and a rushing touchdown against the Carolina Panthers. Panthers defense isn't great. So yeah, give me the Giants. Give me the Giants in Germany. So yeah, then kick off the afternoon slate. You got the 2-7 New England Patriots traveling to the 4-4 Bears. Yeah, Chicago is favored by 6.5 points in this one. This one should be a close one. Both defenses are stout. Uh, Caleb Williams and the Bears didn't look great last week against the Cardinals. They got their ass
Mm-hmm.
kicked.
Yeah.
And then the Patriots. I mean, Drake May had that stellar fourth quarter, 0 seconds on the clock play to Ramondre Stevenson to send it an OT against the Titans, which was good hope for the Patriots. I thought they were actually going to win that game. But I mean, yeah, this one should be a good one. Kick off the noon o'clock slate. You got the 2-7 Patriots, 4-4 Bears. Yeah, who do you got in this one?
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, last week tough game. I think the Cardinals are pretty darn good. Their offense is good, so that's a tough matchup for the Bears. And I think something happened in the locker room where obviously that Commanders get Bears game. Obviously lose by Hail Mary. Um, I just don't know. Yeah, Caleb Williams, he's gonna be listed as healthy or not on the injury report as of I think Monday. Um, so I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bears at home.
Go Bears at home. Yeah. I mean, yeah, speaking of injury reporting, Caleb Williams, he did get hit a lot in the
Hmm.
Carolina game.
Yeah.
And yeah, Carolina, I mean, not Carolina, Arizona game, but Arizona, yeah, did put a butt whooping on the Bears. But yeah, I liked what I saw out of the Patriots and Drake May. Yeah, they didn't put up a ton of points in 20 points, but I mean that last second play from Drake May, the way he's been distributing the ball, got to take care of it a little bit better. But I mean, yeah, I like the Patriots in this one actually. Give me the Patriots on the road over the Chicago Bears. I haven't seen much out of the Bears since like 2-3 weeks ago. After they, yeah, like you said, after they lost to the Redskins or the Commanders there. Um,
Hmm.
they sat Stevenson for a little bit. He
Yep.
was on the sideline his first quarter, then came into the game. So yeah, there might be some controversy, but he was cheering on the team, had headset in, all that good stuff. But yeah, I like the Patriots on the road actually in this one. I like what I saw out of Drake May. I think they're going to start putting pieces together, start clicking and getting in a rhythm and everything. And I like Drake May over Caleb Williams in this one. Give me the Patriots on the road. So
Okay.
yeah, and then moving on here, we got another noon o'clock game. We got the 7-2 Buffalo Bills traveling to 4-5 Colts. This one should be a good one. It's in Lucas Oil in the Lad Haas, but we'll see what happens. Buffalo Bills have been playing really well, sitting at 7-2, top of their division there. Buffalo is favored by 4 points. Who do you got in this one?
Yeah, I mean, last week when the Colts played, didn't show me a whole lot.
Oh,
Didn't
you
show me
got
a
the
whole lot.
Vikings. Yeah, of course they didn't show you a whole lot. The Vikings defense is
Yeah, but
stout. Yeah.
Flacco looked terrible. They never had a drive inside the red zone. Yeah, Vikings defense is good, but um, usually see more out of Joe Flacco. They didn't have one single drive in the red zone. They didn't score a single touchdown. Um, I think what was the other stat? I think they only had like 8 first downs or something like that. Didn't show me a ton, and yeah, it's Buffalo. Um, they're rolling, so I'm gonna go Buffalo on the road in Indy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Buffalo on the road. This one should be a close one. Buffalo's only favored by 4. They had a close game against the Dolphins last week. down in Buffalo. I thought it was going to be a blowout in Buffalo,
Hmm.
but the Dolphins kept it close there. Came down to a last second field goal by Tyler Bass. But I like the Buffalo Bills. Their offense is, I mean, the whole offense is basically Josh Allen. I mean, yeah, they have James Cook, they have Khalil Shakir, they
Hmm.
have Afro dude doesn't wear any shoes, and then they also have
Keon Coleman.
yeah, no, and then they also have Keon Coleman, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then yeah, Don Kincaid, Dawson Knox, they had talented teams. So yeah, give me the Buffalo Bills over the Colts. Doesn't matter who they're starting, either if it's Anthony Richardson or Joe Flacco. But yeah, give me the Buffalo Bills. I do like Jonathan Taylor and I like Josh Downs for the Colts as well. He's been balling out, but I do like the Buffalo Bills on the road in this one. Not much to talk
Yeah.
about. Then yeah, moving on. This one got me last year. I hate this matchup. It's the 5-4 Denver Broncos versus the only undefeated team left in the league, the Kansas City Chiefs. Good news is that it is at Arrowhead Stadium, so that is the good news. But the Broncos last year upset the Chiefs, but it was at Mile High. But we'll see what happens in this one. You got the 5-4 Broncos, 8-0 Chiefs, only team left undefeated. Kansas City is favored by 7.5 points in this one. Who do you got?
I think there's no question Kansas City all the way. The way that D Hop and Patty Mahomes looked together, and then obviously D Hop coming out the next day, or I think maybe even that night, posting the picture of him and Tom Brady and Randy Moss, kind of a little foreshadowing. Some people would say. I'm gonna go Chiefs at home. I think D Hop has another touchdown. Kelsey looked phenomenal. I think he had 13
Mm-hmm.
targets, but that was his career high. Um, yeah, they're rolling. And we said this at the beginning of the year or after the first few weeks. They usually kick it in high gear around this time, kind of make a run here. So yeah, Chiefs. I think there's a chance they could go undefeated. They don't have a super tough schedule remaining, all winnable games. Yeah, Chiefs looked really good in my opinion last week, and I just like D
Yeah,
Hop. I mean, he's found his groove. So yeah, I'll go Chiefs at home.
they did keep it. They did keep it close with Tampa Bay, though. It was
Yeah.
came down obviously to overtime. But I honestly thought that Tampa Bay should have went for two in that situation.
Yeah.
You're the the lesser of the teams, I would say, in that situation. You
Hmm.
go into Arrowhead, have a chance to win. You have the momentum. You just scored. Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City Chiefs can go down in 45 seconds and score. Yeah, there was 20 seconds left on the clock, but I still think you go for two in that situation. I
Hmm.
don't know. Don't force it
Yeah.
into overtime and give them the opportunity to score a
Yeah.
touchdown. So I think you go for two, but I mean, it is what it is. Kansas City is remains undefeated, and rightfully so. They have been playing well. They haven't been playing their best ball, but Patrick Mahomes in November, you should look up the stats. And in November, he is absolutely insane in the
Hmm.
month of November. So yeah, give me the Kansas City Chiefs at home in this one over the Denver Broncos. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us in the butt. But I think with D Hop, Xavier Worthy didn't have an outing, but
Hmm.
he's gonna get more involved. I think they don't
Yeah.
really have too many weapons.
And
Yeah,
Pacheco should be coming out here or coming back
after
here. I think week 11.
yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I have him on like three of my five fantasy teams. I hope he comes back because I need a running back. But
Hmm.
yeah, we got Kansas City Chiefs, both of us over the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix though been playing well.
Hmm.
Cortland Sutton's been playing well. They actually had a Cortland Sutton threw a TD pass to Bo Nix, so for his first
Yeah,
ever
and he
NFL
went up for that too.
and getting tackled, it was a contested catch in the end zone. So it was fun to watch right at the goal line. Um, Denver Broncos defense is stellar, but this one's yeah, Kansas City. I think they might go undefeated. So
Yeah.
yeah, give me Kansas City Chiefs in this one. And then yeah, moving on, we got the 6-3 Atlanta Falcons traveling to the 2-7 New Orleans Saints, who are in deep doo doo.
Hmm.
One of the hottest teams to come out and start this season,
I mean,
going like
they started 2-0.
yeah, but they were winning by 45, 50 points each game. So it's just weird to see that they're two and
Yeah.
seven now. But Atlanta's been playing well. Kirko Bangs has been playing well with Ray Ray McLeod. Drake London, I think, is hurt. I think he got hurt, but Darnell Mooney's been stepping up. And like we said earlier, the only weapon on the Saints is Alvin Kamara. Chris
Hmm.
Olave got banged up with a concussion last week, a
Yeah, big
crazy
hit.
hit. Yeah, big hit. Should have been a personal foul, or he should have been ejected. I thought he took like 8 steps and then hit him, but
Hmm.
it is what it is. 6-3 Atlanta Falcons, 2-7 New Orleans Saints. Atlanta's favored by 3.5. Who do you got?
Yeah, Saints. I think they're gonna. I mean, they made a big move. They fired their head coach Dennis Allen.
Yep, big
Um,
news. Yep.
so I think they're kind of giving up on the year. Try to get a good draft pick for next year. Yeah, Falcons all the way. I mean, Falcons 2-7. They don't have much to give. I mean, they're not making the playoffs, so you might as well kind of bust or whatever. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go Falcons, and they actually have a true shot of making the playoffs. So yeah, Falcons on the road.
Yeah, and Falcons, if you look at their point differential, their only point differential is like +4.
Hmm.
So like the Lions are plus 120, Vikings are like plus 75, Packers are like plus 63, stuff like that, right? You get the gist. Like these teams are winning, but the Falcons are +4 and Houston's only +1. So some
Hmm.
of those teams, yeah, 6-3 could be 3-6. They're
Right.
sitting right there on the edge. But Atlanta, they did put a good game together last week. Bijan Robinson played well. I mean, they've been putting the pieces together. And I think Atlanta gets it done in this one over the Saints. I mean, they just beat the Cowboys for goodness sake. So I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, Kirk Cousins throws for 3 touchdowns. I mean, yeah, Falcons top of their division. I think they make a good push in the playoff run. They have a talented offense, great defense.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me the Atlanta Falcons in this one.
Perfect.
And then yeah, moving on, we got the 4-4 49ers. Um, a lot of people wouldn't think that the Niners would be 4-4 right now. Going up against the 4-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who we just talked about, tough loss on Monday Night Football in prime time. But
Hmm.
this one should be good. Good news coming out of San Fran. Christian McCaffrey came off IR and was placed on the 21-day practice
Window.
window. Yep, and he doesn't have any setbacks as of now, and he looks like he is going to be ready to go for Sunday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that could add. I mean, it adds Christian McCaffrey back to your team.
It adds a receiver. It adds a running back. I mean,
Adds 2 touchdowns, or at least a
hmm
touchdown. He scored how many touchdowns in a row? He had like 12 touchdowns in a row or something like that.
might have
12
been
weeks
more than
straight.
that. I think it was
Yeah,
16 or 17 weeks in a row.
right, exactly. So I mean, that just adds for sure another touchdown to your team. So I mean, yeah, who do you got? 4-4 49ers, 4-5 Tampa Bay
Hmm.
Buccaneers. San Francisco is favored by 6.5 on the
Yeah.
road. What do you got?
The Bucks looked surprised me against the Chiefs last week. I mean,
Hmm.
without being with their two biggest weapons, I know they got Bucky Irving and um, a few other receivers. They got Sterling Shepard, I believe.
Yep, Jalen
Um,
McMillan was out; he was hurt. But
mhm.
Sterling Shepard did play well. Cade Otton's been falling
Yep.
out for the past 3-4 weeks, and then Rashad White's been playing well. Um, yeah,
I
they
don't know.
still got a lot of talent, but
They played good. Yeah.
yeah, they did play
Um,
well.
and
Baker's a dog.
who knows if CMC is actually going to play just because that window's open. I mean, he doesn't have to play this week, but I think he does. This is a big game for him.
Hmm.
Um, Tough team. I haven't looked at their schedule, but I'd assume he'd play, but who knows? I still think the 49ers get it done. Um, Obviously, you got George Kittle, you got Debo, you got Brandon Knight. Oh, yeah, Ayuk's out. Excuse me. You got
Yep.
Debo. Um,
Debo's
you got
questionable. He
you
might be
got
back. Yeah.
you got George Mason. Yeah, I'm gonna go 49ers. I think it's gonna be a good game, but I gotta take 49ers just with the chance that CMC does play. I'm just gonna take them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 49ers as well. I just think, yeah, too talented of a team. The 49ers kind of in the same division as the Kansas City. Oh, I guess Kansas City Chiefs are in a division of their own. But I mean, top that same talent on the team, and especially when you add Christian McCaffrey back into the lineup, even without yeah, Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel's questionable. This they got George Kittle.
Hmm.
I mean, their defense is good with
And they're coming off a
Bosa.
bye. And they're coming off a bye.
Yep,
So
exactly. So yeah, give me the San Francisco 49ers on the road. Yeah, I think they're just too good of a team, but Baker has been balling out. He's leading the league in like touchdowns and stuff like that. So I mean,
mhm.
he's been playing really well, and I give kudos to him. He's a fighter. You saw it on Monday night. He was fighting for every yard he could get.
Yeah,
Um So I love Baker, and I love watching him succeed and blossom in the Tampa Bay organization. But I think the 49ers do get the best of them in this one and get the dub on the road in this one. So
Hell yeah.
and then, yeah, moving on, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are also coming off a bye here, and then facing up against the 7-2 Washington Commanders. So 6-2 Steelers, 7-2 Commanders. Washington has a 3-point spread, and I think it is going to be come down to a field goal. This one's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be fun to watch. Yeah, Steelers, Commanders. Who do you got?
Man, it's a tough one.
This one was
Um,
one I didn't mark either.
Very tough game. Both teams get a free agent signing. Steelers got two. I don't know if Mike Williams is going to play. He should, I guess. I mean, he's been off since Thursday because they played on Halloween, so he's had a pretty good break, so he should be well rested. Um, and then obviously you got Preston Smith. He was practicing today, so I'm sure he'll be a go. And thinking of Steelers defense, man, you got T.J. Watt, you got Preston Smith, and you got Highsmith or Hightower. I think it's Highsmith.
Yeah. Highsmith or Hightower. That's not Hightower was an old. I think Hightower is an
I think it's
older.
Highsmith.
Yeah,
So three of those monsters on defense, if they all three play, and then yeah, just adding that weapon to Mike Williams on the offense if he plays. Also, oh man, it's tough. I don't know. Just because I've seen the Commanders struggle a little bit. Like I said, the Bears, they struggled against the Bears, and just got lucky. You could say.
Terry McLaurin's been balling out. That Austin Eckler's been playing well when Brian Robinson's been out.
Yeah, but I
But
just think
Brian
that
Robinson
defense,
might be back, and then they added
Marshawn Lattimore.
Marshawn Lattimore to the defense on the Manders end. So yeah, Steelers defense is stout with T.J. Watt, and then they just added Preston Smith or whatever. So this
I'm
one's
good.
tough. In my head, yeah, it's going to come down to a last second field goal. And what I think, Commanders at home, they're 4-0 at home. Steelers are 3-1 on the road, but they're always good on the road. I think just
Hmm.
being at home, I think the Commanders get this one done. Jaden Daniels is a huge test for him. He's going to be scrambling a lot, I think, in this one.
Yeah,
So I have him over on yards on the ground, but uh, yeah, this one's going to be fun. Najee Harris been playing well. They just added Mike Williams. I don't think he'll be system ready, but he'll probably be out there. I don't see why he wouldn't be out there, but just as a presence. But I don't think he'll be system ready. But yeah, this one is I got the Manders at home in this one though.
I'm gonna go Steelers on the road. I think their defense steps up. Offense, I think Russ balls out, hits Pickens for a few big ones, and then yeah, getting Najee going is a big thing too. Getting that run game established right away, just so they can pass it. I'm gonna go Steelers. I like Steelers. I think I'd probably put them in my maybe not top five, but just outside top five best NFL teams right now. So I'm gonna go Steelers. It might be a good game, very good game. I think.
No, yeah, Russ has been playing well. Limited in his no interceptions yet, 3 touchdowns and 542 yards in 2 games. So 250 yards a game, a touchdown and
Yeah.
a half, 2 touchdowns a game. No turnovers. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then he can use his legs still. He can still use his legs as long as the line protects him. I think yeah, Steelers are a good pick in this one, but I think the Commanders
Commanders.
find a way to get it done. I was gonna say Redskins again, but I think Commanders find a way to get it done. Jaden
Hmm.
Daniels has been playing well. Scary Terry had 2 touchdowns last week. Zach Ertz is going to be involved this week. He didn't get many targets last week. But yeah, give me the Manders at home in this one.
Okay.
And then moving on, you got the last game of the Sunday slate. You got the Minnesota Vikings 6-2. Got a get right game, if you want to say get right win last week against the Colts. And then you got the 2-7 Jacksonville Jaguars who are desperately looking for a win. It is in Jacksonville, but Minnesota does have 4-point favorite in this one. Who do you got?
Yeah, Vikings. Yeah, they got the dub. That game was so boring to watch. Sunday night.
You think
I
so? Jordan
Yeah,
Addison with the one-handed grab in the first
yeah.
quarter, one-handed touchdown.
Speaking of that, we missed so many. I guess we'll
Yeah,
talk
we'll
about
wrap it
those.
up with the crazy catches, but yeah.
But yeah, Vikings. I just didn't find it a very good game. And dude, Jags almost beat the Eagles last week. I think they played the Eagles and barely lost. came back.
Yep, yep.
So they're playing good, but not if I'm going Vikings. I mean, I like Trevor Lawrence, but hopefully he finally gets it together. But it looks like he's starting to a little bit, but he's very inconsistent. But I'm gonna go Vikings on the road.
Yeah, I'm hoping for an inconsistent game from here from Trevor Lawrence. I hope the Vikes get like 2 or 3 picks off of him. He's already thrown 6 this year, so at least one every game or on average. So I like the Vikings in this one, obviously. But yeah, Sam Darnold has been played a great game last week. Justin Jefferson, another 100-yard game. Jordan Addison, that crazy one-handed catch in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
TJ Hawkinson kind of getting his feet wet. Hopefully he can step into his own again and get back into the offense. And yeah, Aaron Jones, huge addition to the team.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have Vikings all the way in this one. Not much to talk about. I mean, Jags, yeah, did keep it close. They like to stay in games, but also the Eagles like to keep teams in games. So
Yeah.
I don't know how to look at that one, but give me the Vikings on the road in this one, especially in down in Jacksonville where it's sunny
Mm-hmm.
and 75. So you give me the Vikes. Yeah, moving on, we got the afternoon slate kicking off at 3:05. You got the 2-6 Tennessee Titans. Good game last week against the Patriots, like we mentioned. Going against the 5-3 Los Angeles Chargers, who also had a great game last week, beating the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
But they're on a mini win streak here. Last two games they've been playing well. So yeah, who do you got in this one?
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
picked the Titans last week, and then Chargers. I went the Browns because I thought they played so well the week before.
Oh
Then
yeah, we
The
got
Browns
why
didn't show up at all. I'm
Jameis
gonna go.
Winston throwing for 3 or 4 picks
Yeah,
last week. Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins had a pretty good game last week. So against the Browns, so I'm gonna go Chargers at home. Um, I'm not gonna go. I don't think I'm gonna go against them anymore. I'm definitely not gonna go with the Browns. I don't think anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna go Chargers at home.
Yeah, Justin Herbert's been looking phenomenal. Quentin Johnston coming alive. He had 2 touchdowns last week. Josh Palmer kind of getting back in his groove. And then yeah, J.K. Dobbins doing what he does, scoring a couple touchdowns and everything like that last week. So I mean, yeah, high-powered offense for the Chargers coming alive. I feel like Tennessee Titans got a good one last week though. Tony
Hmm.
Pollard played well. Mason Rudolph, like we mentioned, he threw for 250 and no turnovers, 2 touchdowns. I mean, Tennessee Titans have been playing well, but I just don't think they have enough to edge the Chargers. Chargers have been one of my favorite teams to watch with Harbaugh at the helm and Justin Herbert playing through his injuries and being a dog like he
Right.
is. Lad McConkey's been playing well too.
Hmm.
Mentioned him a couple weeks ago. So
I
yeah,
mean,
give me the
and
yeah.
speaking of teams like you mentioned the Saints that they started off so hot, put up so many points. The Chargers
Mhm.
were in that same boat where they played phenomenal the first 2 weeks. J.K. had over 100 yards both games. He was the leading rusher.
And
He had a
slowed down a
touchdown,
little bit. Yep.
and they had a little speed bump, but now they're back on that little, like you said, mini win streak. So, yeah, I think Chargers is a good pick here. And what is the record?
5-3. Yep.
5-3. So they're right outside that. They're in a tough division. Obviously, you got the Chiefs in their division. So um, they gotta have a good push here towards the end of the season to hit that playoff picture. But
Yeah.
AFC's not as good as we thought they were going to be. I mean, NFC is really running, kind of dominating the AFC and record wise or top records. I would say.
Yeah, but you got to look at the Chargers schedule after the Titans. You got the Bengals, the Ravens,
Mm-hmm.
the Falcons, the Chiefs, the Buccaneers, and then you end
Oh
the season with
boy.
the Broncos, the Patriots, and the Raiders. So I mean, the next 4 or 5 games,
If
it's
they
tough
but if
sledding.
they can get this one, put them at 6-3, and then
Yeah,
you just
right.
take those last 3 games of the season, you put them at
Nine and
nine and
nine and
eight,
five or nine.
nine
Yeah,
and
right,
eight.
right.
So I mean, that's just outside the bubble. So and if they can get one of those games in between, one of those tough games, puts you
Yeah,
right 10-7, 11-6. Who knows? But
yeah. I could
yeah,
see him getting Atlanta, and I can see him get probably not the Chiefs, but maybe the Bills or something. I mean, they're a decent team. I like the Chargers and what they've been doing. So I like give me the Chargers at home on this one. So and then yeah, moving on to the 3:25 slate, you got the 6-2 uh Philadelphia Eagles taking on the 3-5 Dallas Cowboys. This one's a divisional one, but Philly is favored by 7. Dak Prescott out for next week.
mhm.
And then
Next four.
Philadelphia next 4 is on IR.
That's what Jerry Jones said on his radio show. His weekly radio appearance. Yeah, expect Dak to be placed in IR, which is obviously a minimum of 4 games.
Yep.
Cooper Rush or Trey Lance is going to be their backup. I prefer. I know Cooper Rush. He went on that big streak last year. I think it was when he won 4 or 5 games for him. So he played pretty well. Trey Lance really hasn't had a ton of NFL exposure yet. So who knows? He sat behind Dak for a good period of time. So who knows how much he's progressed or gotten better. So um, that's a big thing. Yeah, I don't know. Continue what you're saying. Yeah, I mean Eagles at Cowboys. Um, I'll just pick right now. I'm gonna go Eagles. I think it's a no-brainer without a quarterback. Who's gonna get? I mean, and then also you got CeeDee Lamb was banged up. He's expected to play, but his shoulder is bothering him the entire game. Um, yeah, you got to go Eagles here, and I just feel bad for the Cowboys. I mean, Cowboys fans, they
Yeah.
they just find a way to lose, and that sucks. 'Cause I like Dak and him getting injured. They said hamstring, so it must be a pretty severe hamstring, and hamstrings are hard to come back from. So, um, yeah, it's tough for them. But I'm gonna go Eagles on the road, especially with Saquon, how well he's playing. Man,
Yeah, crazy ass shit coming out of Saquon's bag. That
It's-
reverse hurdle, that spin move into the reverse hurdle, just crazy shit unseen before. Just putting up highlights, and then Devontae Smith coming back after that, and then catching that one-handed grab in the end zone
mhm.
and getting his both feet down. Yeah, just phenomenal plays coming out of Philly, and just fun to watch. They've been playing really well the last 3 4 weeks coming off that bye. And Cowboys just looking sluggish. And Rico Dowdle did have a pretty cool catch against the Falcons last week, but couldn't find a way to get it done on the road.
Yeah,
And then they're 0-3 at home. So, I mean, haven't done anything at home either, like they usually do. So, yeah, give me Philadelphia on the road. This one's going to be fun to watch. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. Yeah, this going up against CD and Dak. This one's going to be fun. I like the
Not Dak though.
Oh yeah, Cooper Rush, the mini rocket,
Mm-mm.
the mini red rocket, or Trey Lance, and we've all seen what he can do. So, yeah, give me the Philadelphia Eagles on this one. It is divisional, so it might be close, but yeah, give me
Yeah,
Philly.
I do think this is a trap game for bettors out there. 'Cause Eagles, every once in a while they like to lose some games. And then Dallas, I mean, like I said, if Cooper Rush does start, maybe he plays phenomenal. Who knows? It might be a
Right.
trap game for bettors, but yeah, I think Eagles should win this one.
Yeah, I got the Eagles as well. And then yeah, moving on, we got the 3-6 New York Jets facing off against the 5-4 Arizona Cardinals down in Glendale, Arizona. This one is even. There is no spread on this one. This one is going to be an even split here. Jets with Devontae Adams, and then yeah, like you mentioned, Garrett Wilson on the Jets offensive end, and then Brees Hall too. Can't forget him
Hmm.
facing off against Kyler Murray, who's been playing really well, and then Marvin Jones Jr. Yeah, Trey McBride, James Conner. Yeah, who do you got? 3-6 Jets, 5-4 Cardinals, even spread. Who do you got?
That's a tough one. I
Mhm.
went against the Jets last week and they ended up pulling it off. Garrett Wilson had that phenomenal catch. Speaking of highlights this week, I mean, there were so many highlights this week or week 9. It was crazy, but this is tough. When I looked here at I think it was like 1 o'clock today. It was Jets -1, but now it's even. You said,
Mm-hmm.
damn, this is a tough game. Cardinals looked really good last week but yeah, granted it was against the Bears. Jets take down the Texans. That's a pretty big win. Obviously, the Texans been struggling.
Yeah, they got
Yeah,
what's his name, Nico Collins on IR with the hamstring injury, like Dak acquired. So
fuck it. I'm going Jets. Give me the Jets. I think just that win puts them on the right trajectory. Just team chemistry, having fun with it now. A Rod's pumped. He's been on the Pat Mac show twice this week.
hmm
Um, yeah, so I'm gonna go Jets here. Devontae caught a touchdown. His first touchdown as a New York Jet. So um, maybe he starts to get the ball more, finds the end zone more often than he usually does. Yeah, I'm gonna go Jets on the road.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. This one was close. I had this one flip flopping back and forth, waffling, but I'm gonna go with the New York Jets as well. I hate betting against the Cardinals at home, but what I saw last week out of the Jets, Aaron Rodgers felt free. He felt good. He's slinging the ball around to his wideouts.
Bad first half though. They had a bad first half and they
Yeah,
turned it up the second half.
came alive in the second half. But against a good team. I mean, Houston Texans are a good team. So I mean, Um, I don't think Arizona's defense, or I shouldn't say defense, secondary isn't as good as the Jets or as the Houston secondary. Because both lines are pretty decent. But if the Jets line can hold the Cardinals line,
Hmm.
then I'm going to take the Jets in this one. I think they have more weapons than the Cardinals, and I think that's what gets it done. So I'm going to take the New York Jets in this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that wraps it up for the Sunday morning and afternoon slate. But then yeah, moving on to Sunday night, we got a good one. We got the 7-1 Detroit Lions taking on the 6-3 Houston Texans, where we were just talking about. Um, Detroit been on fire, been blowing teams out of the water. They had the highest point spread margin differential in the league. Yeah, and they have a 3.5 point favorite in this one. Texans may get back Nico Collins this week. He was taken
Hmm.
off IR as well and on the practice window. So that would be a huge acquire back, especially after losing Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
Um, Tank Dell played pretty decent. Joe Mixon's been still playing well. But
Hmm.
yeah, 7-1 Lions, 6-3 Texans. Who do you got in this one? Down in Houston.
Yeah, I mean, Texas got home field advantage, but like watching the Lions last week against the Packers, they hadn't had an outside game the entire year, but it didn't phase them. Um, Jared Goff looked phenomenal. Almost had a perfect game. And then obviously you had Zadarius Smith on the defensive line. I got to go Lions here. Yeah, if I had to pick two teams right now in the NFL that are the best, it's Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs. And I don't know, just not based on record. I think the Lions are the best team in the NFL, just the way they can play and the way they can kind of game manage. Game management's huge for them. Um, yeah, I mean, and if you think about it, they only had 250 yards the entire game. I believe, or 270 or somewhere 200 yards against the Packers. The Packers had 411, but they still blew them out. What was the final?
24 to
20,
14.
24 to 6. Oh they scored. Yeah.
Last set, yeah, they got 8 points in the fourth,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm gonna go Detroit.
Yeah, I'm gonna take probably Detroit in this one. Just the way they've been playing. Houston, everything's been close. Like I mentioned before, they're only won by a total of like 1 point differential throughout the
Hmm.
whole season. So they've been keeping every game close. Haven't really blown anybody out of the water. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Detroit Lions the way they've been playing. Jared Goff's been playing phenomenal. It's in Houston, which is a dome, and Jared Goff plays phenomenal in dome arenas and stadiums. So.
Yep.
Uh, they haven't really gotten Sam Laporta involved a whole lot, so I think he's going to have a come out game in this one. But Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown, you name it on the Lions team, and they have explosive talent. So
Hmm.
I think it's too much to handle for the Texans defense, even though they have been playing pretty well. Yeah, give me the 7-1 Detroit Lions to take it on the road in this one. So.
There you go.
And then yeah, moving on, we got Monday night. We got the 2-6 Miami Dolphins going up against the 4-4 Los Angeles Rams, who got a good win last week against Seattle Seahawks in overtime. That was a fun one to watch as well. But yeah, Rams 4-4 hosting the 2-6 Miami Dolphins. Rams only have a 1 point favorite in this one. Yeah, who do you got in this one? Puka
Man, this
Nakua
is
got suspended last week, which is pretty funny. He
yeah,
punched it, but yeah, go ahead.
this is a tough one. Like you said, the way the Dolphins played against the Bills, correct? Barely lost. Who did the Dolphins play last week?
Dolphins against the Bills, yeah, lost by a
Yeah,
field goal, yeah.
barely lost. And then the Rams. If they didn't have Demarcus Robinson, there's no way they
Hmm.
win that game. I mean, he catches a hell of a catch in overtime.
Crazy overtime
Another
catch.
highlight.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, Cooper Cup played phenomenal. No touchdowns, but over 100 yards receiving. Just being at home, I think it may have a factor, but I think it's gonna be a really, really good game. Fuck.
I think this one's gonna be closer than yeah, it is 1 point. So not what people think. Everyone thinks it's gonna be close, but Dolphins looked really good in Miami. They look like they started clicking again,
Hmm.
and I have a feeling that they might show out. This is Jalen Ramsey's turn to Los Angeles,
Hmm.
so he's gonna be looking to get a pick against his former teammate Stafford. Yeah, this one is gonna be a good one. Do you want to give your pick or you want me to pick?
Fuck. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Dolphins. I'm
Haha.
gonna go Dolphins.
Yeah, that was my pick as well. I'm gonna go Miami as well.
That's just I
Um,
don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in it, but I don't know. The Rams just yeah. If you have Puka, you have Cooper Cup, and if they're like you know
this
on
one's
the
gonna be a
same
high scoring
page,
game. Yeah, this one's
yeah,
gonna
I'm
be
gonna go
fun.
Dolphins. I think Tua's gonna show out. I do think Tua's gonna show out.
It's in a dome too, so there's no weather factor, so it's gonna be easy breezy.
Hmm.
Pill's gonna be slung around the field like no other. I think it's gonna be really a pass heavy game. 50
Yep.
and a half, 50 and a half over under. So I mean, yeah, looking like 30 point game, 30 plus game. Yeah, I like the Dolphins in this one though. Rams, yeah, they've had a couple close ones, especially against the Vikings with that face mask call.
Hmm.
But um, yeah, send it over in overtime against Seattle. Like, give me the Dolphins in this one. They had a good game last week, especially in Buffalo. Now they're coming into a stadium where they're comfortable, they're fast. Everyone loves playing in SoFi. Everyone just feels faster. So I expect Tyreek and Devon Achan to ball out and yeah, get Jalen Waddle involved. He had a touchdown last week, but only had 2 catches for 7 yards and a
Yeah.
touchdown. So they need to get Jalen Waddle involved. But yeah, give me Miami on the road in this. And this was gonna be a fun Monday night game, fun Sunday night game, fun to Thursday night game. And then we even got a special one on Sunday morning at 8:30. So uh
Yep.
jam packed, jam packed week 10 slate. We do have a few teams on buys. We got the Browns, the Raiders, the Seahawks, and then your team have we got the Green Bay Packers on a bye. So only
Hmm.
14 games this week, but they're hell of a fun slate. We got a few divisional games in there, and then some big time matchups against some top teams. So
Yep.
uh, yeah, week 9 was fun with a lot of highlights. We mentioned a few of those. But yeah, hopefully there's more to come with week 10. It's going to be hard to top week 9 though with some of those crazy ass
Yeah,
catches and then
I think yeah,
runs and
five those 5 plays or 4 or 5 plays. I think they're going to end up on the end of the year highlights, especially like Garrett Wilson's. I think Demarcus Robinson's catch for sure. Saquon's backward turtle. We'll never see that probably ever again
yeah,
in our lifetime.
Devontae
Yeah,
Smith catch in the
Devontae
end zone
Smith's
was
catch.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're Rico Dowdle. I mean, his wasn't like anything crazy, but got tipped up and he landed on his back. He got like hit and landed on his back, and the ball just fell right on him.
Hmm.
That was pretty cool. I mean, and then yeah, a couple special teams touchdowns last week. I mean, it was just fun. I think there was a total of like 68 touchdowns on just on Sunday or something like that. So
Jeez.
yeah, just a jam pack. So it's fun. Yeah, and then looking at the slate here for the entire first 9 weeks, we got Kansas City at 8-0, Detroit at 7-1, Buffalo at 7-2, Commanders at 7-2, Steelers at 6-2, Minnesota 6-2, Philly 6-2, Falcons 6-3, Texans 6-3, Baltimore 6-3, Packers are at 6-3. So those are all the teams who have a total of six or plus wins.
Hmm.
So it's coming down to the wire. I mean, well, we got 7, 8 games left total throughout the entire season. Some teams depending on buys and everything. So it's going to
Yeah, it
come
should.
down close to the wire. I mean, you got 5 or 6 AFC teams, 5 or 6 NFC teams in there. So um, yeah, it's going to be fun. What do you got? What do you got to add to that?
Yeah, I think I was just gonna say I think there's about 8 games left. I think there's 7 games left.
Yeah, so 18 weeks. This is week 10.
Hmm.
And so 10 plus, yeah. I mean, 1 plus, yeah, the 8. Yeah, it gives you 9 total games
Yep.
left, including this week. But some teams have buys, some teams
Buys.
already had their buys. So
Hmm.
it just all
Eight
depends
games
on,
left for the Packers. Yeah. Yeah,
yep.
Packers got a
So
tough schedule, tough road ahead too. So it's gonna be interesting. I mean, obviously we get to the second leg or second half of the season. You got to step up or shut up, pretty much. You just got to play good. You got to play good ball if you want to make the playoffs.
yeah. And a few of the top teams that we mentioned, like I know we had the prediction earlier, we're like, who are the top 5 teams that are going to finish out? I think we both had Kansas City. I think we both had the Lions. I think
Hmm.
we one of us might have had the Bills.
I got the
Um,
Ravens.
the Ravens are up there. Yep, 6-3, a couple games back. So I
Hmm.
mean, Cowboys down there, 49ers kind of down there. So I mean,
Yeah, I'd probably go. I mean,
Bengals are
shit.
down there. I mean, so we'll
Ravens,
see.
Ravens, Lions, Chiefs, Bills, and I'd probably.
Eagles.
I like the Eagles. I mean, you put the Packers in there, you could put the Vikings in there, you could put the Steelers in there, you could put the Commanders in there. That fifth spot's wide open, I think.
Dude. Yeah, it's
But
pretty crazy.
I think those four are for sure a lock. Yeah, Ravens, Bills, um, Ravens, Bills, Lions, and who else did I say? Chiefs.
Yeah. So I mean, it's been fun half of the season. It sucks that it's already halfway through, but good news is we've been picking pretty good the last few weeks. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I went 11-4 last week. You went 10-5.
Yep.
And so that brings our individual overall records. I'm at 91-47. You're at 82-56.
Mm-hmm.
And Picker to beat is still 12-2, I think, with Logan Dunn again
Yep.
with the 12-2 pick. Ashley went 9-6 last week. Mom went like 10-5 the week before. So we've been have a
Yeah.
few close picks.
Chase went like
11-4,
4.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of good guest pickers on the pod. So and Zachary
Mm-hmm.
went like 5-9. So that I
5
mean
and
it's
9.
not terrible. You know what I mean? So I mean we've
Yeah.
been having some good guests on the pod, and this week we decided just to go solo. We just had a lot of news to cover and didn't want to make it too long of a pod. So but yeah, week 10 kicking off tomorrow night or tonight when this drops. So this is gonna be a fun week 10, and fantasy wise. If you're you only have 5 games left of the season for
Mm-hmm.
fantasy. Usually they go to week 17 or week 16 or something like that. So you don't have too much longer for fantasy either. So last
No.
few games of the regular season definitely matter for playoff pushes for fantasy and for regular season NFL season. So
Yes,
um,
sir.
fun stuff going on. And then we got kicking off. Let's just hop right into our TD
Our
locks and our
picks.
game and our TD locks and our game locks here. So yeah, who do you got for your three TD locks of the week?
I'll start out with my game locks.
Oh yeah,
Just
game
so I can
locks.
go
My bad.
through.
Yeah, game
I'm gonna go
locks.
game
Yep.
locks. I'm gonna go Bills over Colts. I'm gonna go Steelers over Commanders, and I'm gonna go Eagles over the Cowboys for my game locks of the week.
Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna go this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ravens over the Bengals. This one I like picking the Thursday night games. But yeah, Ravens Bengals should be a good one, and I like the Ravens in that one. And then I'm gonna go Minnesota Vikings over the Jacksonville Jaguars as one of my locks of the week as well. And then I'm gonna keep it close. I'm gonna go Dolphins over the Rams as one of my locks. I like that game. I think it's gonna be fun. I think Tua on prime time gonna show out. I like the Dolphins over the Rams on Monday night. So yeah, if you got them all written down, you want to run through those here quick?
Yep. So I got Bills over Colts, Steelers over Commanders, Eagles over the Cowboys. You got Ravens. Who do they play?
Bengals.
Raven over the Bengals, Vikings over the Jags, and then Dolphins over the Rams.
Yep.
Um, and then TD locks. Man, I haven't written this down, but I can kind of go through. I'm gonna go D Hop, one receiving touchdown. Write that down quick. Yeah, D Hop. I think he's gonna get in the end zone. And then I'm gonna go Amon-Ra St. Brown, receiving touchdown. And I'm gonna go. Uh, I'm gonna go Devontae Adams. I like putting him. Yeah, Devontae Adams receiving touchdown. So all receiving touchdowns: D Hop, Amon-Ra, and Devontae.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tyreek Hill, plus one touchdown, on Monday night, and then on Thursday night, I'm just gonna stick with my games that I picked. On
Mm-hmm.
Thursday night, I'm gonna go. It's so easy to pick Derrick Henry to go get a
Oh yeah,
touchdown. But I like Mark Andrews in this one. They haven't really utilized Mark Andrews, and Mark Andrews usually balls out against the Bengals. I'm gonna go Mark Andrews with a touchdown in this one for a tight end.
okay,
On the Vikings game, I'm gonna go Aaron Jones with a rushing touchdown. Only has
hell
two
yeah,
on the season. I think he finds the end zone here, either rushing or receiving, I guess. So give me
yeah.
Aaron Jones with a touchdown too, or you can throw JJ in there. He's been balling
Mm-hmm.
out as well. So
All
uh,
right, I'll run through those quick. So yeah, I got D Hop over a +1 receiving, Amon-Ra St. Brown +1 receiving, and Devontae Adams +1. And you have Tyreek Hill +1, Mark Andrews +1, both receiving, and then Aaron Jones +1 rushing.
yep, I like those. I like those a lot. So yeah, week 10 should be a blast. Should be fun. Hopefully all of our picks hit and all of our parlays hit, and we make some money this week. So yeah, we could all use it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, other news happening in the sports world, I guess. NBA is still kicking off. Baseball wrapped up. You had the Dodgers winning the World Series. I think we
Hmm.
talked about that and mentioned that already. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, it's just a fun time of the year. I'm starting to get more into basketball. I have a fantasy basketball team now, so starting to
Hmm.
watch some of the games. About 8, 9 games into the season, Boston's been on a tear,
Oh yeah.
and so have the Oklahoma City Thunder and the other side of the conference. So, um,
Hmm.
yeah, fun to watch, and yeah, Boston's looking like the team to beat, I guess, out there
Oh yeah.
nowadays. But uh, and yeah,
Yeah.
Donald, yeah, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
No, I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, talking about sports, college football, the first playoff bracket came out yesterday. Before the election, I know you're gonna put that up or talk about that, but
Hmm.
right now, 12 teams: Boise State, Ohio State, Indiana, Tennessee, Alabama, Texas, Notre Dame, Penn State, Georgia, Miami, Oregon, BYU. Love to see Boise State in there. They haven't been in the playoffs and who knows how long. Ashton Genty's a beast. I love
Yeah,
Indiana. I like their head coach, uh, yeah, Signetti, and then yeah, Texas. I mean, obviously, you got Texas with you got Manning, and then what's his name?
Irwin
The
or Ewing,
uh, no, I can't remember his name.
isn't it Ewing or was
No,
something like
not
that?
Ewing. It doesn't matter. Yeah, but yeah, you got
Irwin,
first.
or yeah, or isn't it Irwin?
No, no, no. Um,
Oh, why can't I think of his name?
but
No,
yeah,
keep
good.
keep going.
Yeah, great team so far. I mean, obviously the first one's still pretty early, but um, yeah, I'm excited. Some good games this week. So yeah, college football is ramping up. Obviously, they're closer to the end of the season, closer to the end of the season than NFL is for sure. But yeah, it's something to
Quinn,
watch.
yeah, Quinn
Quinn Ewers.
Ewers. Yeah, I don't know. I was saying Ewing or you. Yeah, I was close enough. But yeah, it should be. Yeah, a lot of good games last week. And then should be a good slate this week. Not as many top 10 matchups as last week, but I mean, you have Texas going up against Florida,
Hmm.
Miami going up against Georgia Tech. You have Georgia going up against Old Miss. That one should be a good one. Colorado going up against Texas Tech. Colorado's been playing really well.
Really well.
So yeah, so I mean, there's gonna be good ones. The biggest one to watch probably in my eyes would probably be the LSU Alabama game. They
Hmm.
always have a good game, and that's next weekend. That's prime time. That's at 6:30 on ABC. So that would be a real fun one to watch.
Oh yeah.
Um, Otherwise, not a Utah and BYU. I mean, that one can be could be a close one. Utah is missing their quarterback and everything, but
Yeah.
um, yeah,
BYU's playing pretty good. So.
yeah. There's just a lot of good stuff going on in NCAA in the football sports world. Um,
Hmm.
and then yeah, other news. You got other things going on in the world. We had the election last night. Donald Trump got the W in the election over Kamala Harris. So probably mixed opinions. We won't get too much into politics, but yeah, Donald Trump is going to be the 47th president of the United States, which I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, can't be much worse than what's going on right now. I mean, inflation and all
Hmm.
that good stuff. I mean, we're just looking. I saw a meme. It's said it's not garbage day, or it's garbage day, not recycling day. So I
Yeah.
mean, you're taking out the trash and not recycling what you're bringing what you already had.
Hmm.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, there's could be mixed opinions, but yeah, like I said, we won't get too much into it. But yeah, that wraps it up. I mean, yeah, we got week 10 NFL going on, week 11 college football. College football is about to wrap up. How many weeks they got left? About two, three, and then it kicks
Three.
off into bowl season.
I think
Yeah,
they're three. I think yeah.
three
I think
regular season or three, four
Indiana's
regular season. Yeah.
Indiana's 8-0. I think so. They think they have 4 games left. I think they play a total of 12, I believe, or three in a bowl game.
Yep. Yeah. So
But
yeah, it's gonna be fun wrap up of that season. NBA kicking off. Football's wrapped up. WNBA is obviously going on, and then NHL. So golf is actually going on right now as well. So
yeah.
it's crazy to think golf is already going on, but fun stuff. Fun stuff. So uh, yeah, you have anything to add?
No, I do not. It's a pretty light week for me. Obviously, Packers aren't playing, so no stress there. Let Jordan heal up. Obviously, he's battling a few injuries. Got the
Right.
MCL, sprained MCL, and then you got the strained groin. So let him heal up. Yeah, Josh Jacobs played well, but he's got to clean up a lot of things. Interceptions. I think he leads the league in interception with 10. But I think he was leading the league. I think he had 18 touchdowns, 9 interceptions at the time, and he threw one last week, so now he's
Yeah,
at
Jordan
10.
Love.
So
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
I mean, yeah, news out of the Vikings, Ricard, who went, I think, 32 for 32 heading into the game last night or on Sunday night against the Colts and missed
mhm.
two
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
ends up with a whole pulled hamstring or quadriceps or something like that and ends up on IR. So we're
Jesus,
looking for a kicker right now. So we'll see if we pick
Mason
up anybody.
Crosby,
Yeah, somebody. We need somebody or Blankenship. I saw
Rodrigo.
he's been kicking by himself on
Well, he
TikTok
does
and
he does the whatever the best field goal of that week was. He like reenacts it.
replays it. Yeah, the
Yeah.
best kicking performance. Yeah. So yeah, pick him up. I mean, give him a shot. He played good for the Colts when he was there, and I like his rec specs. So yeah,
Hmm.
give him a shot. Might as well. Don't have anything to lose. I mean, who are we gonna put in there for a kicker? You know what I mean? So
Right. Yeah. It's kind of like just a shot in the dark.
yeah, so hopefully teams stay healthy. Everyone can use their players back. Nico Collins hopefully back. Christian McCaffrey hopefully back this week. So yeah, some players hopefully coming back for their teams. CJ Hawkinson hopefully he balls out this week and gets in the groove of the game. And Nick Chubb coming back off IR. Hopefully he starts performing. He's always fun to watch when he's
Well, he,
balling
he's
out.
been he's
So
been back. He's yeah.
two
Chubb's been
weeks,
back.
yeah,
He's
two
he's already got a
weeks,
touchdown.
yeah, 2 weeks. So I mean he hasn't been
Yeah.
anything crazy, but I mean, yeah, I'd like to see them getting him the ball more. I know he's coming off ACL, so hard to
Yeah.
tell, but yeah, I mean, don't got much else to add. I mean, we've gone over football, basketball, and then the presidential election, all that good stuff. So,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
wraps it up for week 10 of the NFL and two computational podcasts, and we'll see you guys next week on the pod. Until then, peace.
Peace.